Then, all at once, it appeared. The vengeful spirit materialized above the market square, massive, fierce, impossible. It hung in the sky like something divine and terrible, watching from the heavens with an intelligence that was alien and ancient. Its form shifted constantly, never settling into anything human or fully beast. Just wrong. Wrong in a way that made the mind rebel, that made eyes water and vision blur, that triggered every primal instinct screaming that this should not exist. For a heartbeat, no one moved, no one breathed. Then someone screamed. Not the scream of surprise, not the scream of pain, the scream of primal, bone-deep terror, the scream of seeing something that violated every law of nature, every understanding of reality. The scream of recognizing that everything you thought you knew about the world was a lie, and the truth was so much worse than any nightmare the mind could conjure. Others joined in. The sound built and built until it was a wall of noise, raw and desperate. A steady, pounding heartbeat filled the air, thump, 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 though no one knew if it was their own hearts racing or something else entirely. The sound seemed to come from everywhere at once, synchronized with the pulsing of the purple sky. Panic detonated through the square like an explosion. Merchants grabbed their most valuable goods and abandoned their tables, leaving behind everything else they'd spent the morning arranging. Parents snatched children by the arms, dragging them toward alleys and side streets. The square became instant chaos, running bodies colliding with each other, falling baskets, the crash of shattering clay jars mixing with screams that seemed to have no end. Dotes bleated frantically, thrashing against their ropes with such violence that some broke free, adding to the chaos as they bolted in every direction. Chickens flapped into the air in a storm of feathers and panicked clucking, their wings beating uselessly as fear overrode any sense of direction. Dogs barked and pulled against tethers, teeth bared toward the west, toward the darkness, hackles raised. A horse reared up on its hind legs, screaming, a sound horses should not make, high-pitched and almost human. Its rider flew from the saddle and hit the dirt hard, the wind knocked from his lungs. The horse bolted, knocking over a vendor's stand, trampling goods and nearly trampling people in its desperate flight. The spirit moved through the crowd, and its movement was all wrong. It didn't glide smoothly or walk or fly. It stuttered through space like a corrupted video file, like a glitch in the fabric of reality itself. Here one moment, there the next, with no transition between. Just wrong. Fundamentally, cosmically wrong. People felt it before they saw it, a jittery, electric panic crawling under their skin like insects burrowing through flesh. The feeling of being watched by something that shouldn't exist. The certainty that death was coming and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it. Then the killing began. One by one at first, then faster, methodical, unstoppable. A merchant reaching for his daughter, lifted into the air, his body rising as if pulled by invisible strings. His spine arched backward impossibly far. Bones snapped like dry twigs. His body was flung aside like a discarded toy. A woman trying to run, caught mid-step. Her body twisted, rotating on an axis that defied anatomy. Blood sprayed. She crumpled. An old man frozen in terror, crushed. Just crushed, as if caught between invisible hands that squeezed until there was nothing left but pulp. Bodies lifted into the air, torn apart, shredded by forces no eye could see. Some died instantly, others had seconds to scream before the end came. The more people died, the more the panic spread like wildfire through dry grass. And the more the panic spread, the faster the spirit killed, feeding on the fear like a predator drunk on blood. Over 100 people fell in minutes that felt like hours. Time itself seemed broken, stretching and compressing in ways that made survivors question their own perceptions. Had it been seconds? Hours? Both? Neither? Only 4 managed to flee the square before it was too late. Irvin, a young man who had come to sell his father's tools, ran without thinking. His legs moved on pure instinct, carrying him through alleys he'd known since childhood, his lungs burning, his heart threatening to explode in his chest. Marlin, a trader who'd survived the famine 10 years ago, knew when to run. He'd heard Abby's staff striking the ground and hadn't waited to see what came next. He ran and kept running even when his legs screamed in protest. Merkin and Odin, brothers who'd been arguing over a price when the darkness came, forgot their dispute instantly. They ran side by side, matching pace, neither one leaving the other behind despite the terror urging them to abandon everything and everyone in the name of survival. They ran without looking back, driven by instinct older than civilization, older than language. The will to survive that lived in the deepest part of the brain, the part that didn't think or reason, just acted.
Subscribe to this channel or follow this page to get notifications for more captivating episodes of Whispers of the Bound, the Vengeful Spirit of Apocalypse series.